Today we are going to do wonton soup. So we're going to start off with about 3 quarts of broth, and what I like to use is better than bouillon. So I'm going to put in enough bouillon to make it half strength. So I don't want this to be super salty. You're going to put 1 teaspoon for 2 cups. What I'm going to add is dried mushrooms. I would recommend that you use sliced mushrooms. Can I use fresh mushrooms? The answer is yes, you certainly can, but they won't have the same texture and they won't have the same flavor. While that's reconstituting, let's move to the filling. And we're going to be using ground pork. You can use ground beef, you can use ground chicken, crumble up some tofu. We're going to add to it some fresh garlic. Normally, I would use fresh ginger. I'd slice a piece off and I would smash it just like this. But what I have is some very good high quality ground ginger. If you use the dried ginger, it's much more concentrated. So you're going to use about 1/3 as much. We're going to just fold this right in. So that's well mixed. So wonton wrappers, you can buy egg roll wrappers and cut them into quarters. You get about 1/3 more wrappers. Get them separated because you do not want a double layer. I'm going to show you 3 ways to fold your wontons. You're going to need a little bit of water, and you're going to lay this down just like a baseball diamond. Home plate, first, second, third, pitcher's mound. And you're going to take a teaspoon of the filling, put it right in the middle. You'll run the bases. The water is the glue. Home plate, you'll bring it up to second base, making a nice isosceles triangle, and you'll just press that. And that is a wonton. If we want to get a little fancier, we start it the same way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this around my middle finger. I'm going to bring the other corner over, and I'm just going to squeeze, just like that. You can give that a nice hard squeeze so it doesn't come apart. So the advanced fold, it all starts the same way. Home plate to second base. I'm going to push the center here down a little bit, get my finger out, then I'm going to come straight up. So it kind of looks like ears. Then I'm going to come straight up and cross the ears on the top. I'm not going to go front to back. Give it a squeeze. Our broth has been bubbling away. Mushrooms, they're softened up, but they're still going to be nice and chewy. And we want it to be a nice healthy boil, because as I put these in, it's going to cool this down. We can put these in as fast as we want, but we have to put them in one at a time. And they'll take about 2 minutes to cook. We'll give those a little stir. Let's get some vegetables in there. Bok choy, 1/2-inch slices, just like that. And when I get to the leaves, I'll kind of alternate my 45-degree angle here. It's been about a minute on the broth. You can tell when these are beginning to cook up, the skin turns a little translucent and they shrivel up around the filling. Sprinkle the bok choy right on top, and then I'll add some scallions. And I'm going to cut these again in about 1/2-inch diagonal pieces. I'll squeeze them as I put them in. And this is boiling again. Give that a stir. So the wontons are cooked. My greens, I like to have them pretty crispy, so I'm not going to leave those in for very long, not more than a minute or so. You should only cook as many wontons as you're going to eat, because they're no good left over. If you make a whole package of them, you can put them on a tray, put them in the freezer, let them freeze, put them into a Ziploc bag, and then boil up some broth and throw the wontons in. You probably want to cook them for maybe 5 minutes if they're frozen. Let's have a taste here. Yum. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you next time.